The site had been the site of Syrian army, had kind of settled the site when the country was occupied. And when they left, our client was able to buy the property, but it had, they had left a lot of concrete and it wasn't in a good state. So the idea, nevertheless, was to sort of turn it into a great place and a great destination. And in particular, we wanted to use the topography of the site to allow for everyone to have a great kind of view of the sea, even though we decided with the client to make it quite dense. So it's not luxurious in terms of space, but luxurious in terms of views and access to the water. And so we really integrated the villas in the landscape, and our client lived on site for 3 years and was able to plant the plants that we were going to use for the project, and in the end we're able to develop a palette that really kind of supports salty air and exposure. So this is the project, very thin housing rows to allow for very narrow type streets in between, and every row having kind of views of the water looking over the roof of the row in front. A more kind of housing typology in the back, sort of denser with studio apartments and duplexes, and then sort of more shared as you go down. And so it's really become a sort of almost little town-like hillscape with the housing typologies in the back, with a kind of shared pool. The best views are actually from the studios in the back, because they have the kind of highest view, and you see the sort of undulating green roofs as you look at the sea. And the narrowness of the streets was great because it also helps with the wind and with kind of preserving the plants and allow them to grow. So it was really a work of integrating architecture and landscape. So this is some of the views. This is from what we call row C. So you see, you kind of don't really have a feeling for your neighbors, even though you're really living in density. And part of the idea was that we can live densely and still have a kind of sense of privacy and kind of access to the sea.